So, unfortunately for you as a viewer searching M2 MacBook Air videos on YouTube, you're being lied to, manipulated, and issues are being exaggerated well beyond what they need to be. If I were to just look at the top videos that show up on YouTube, I would think this is a terrible purchase, and that's far from the truth. But controversy sells, and in the lieu of clicks and monetization, certain content creators are taking advantage of that for their own personal benefit. Lucky for you, I'm just a tech consumer like you that has a large experience with a lot of tech products, and I'm willing to just keep it straightforward with you. Today's video is being brought to you in partnership with Epidemic Sound. If you need any type of music, sound effects, and Foley art, whether you're doing personal or commercial uploads of video, I don't care what social media platform it is, Epidemic Sound has you covered so you avoid all copyright strikes and issues. Hit the link down in the description below for a 30-day free trial, and there's a promo code for 50% off for a little something. Hit the link, check it out. Now, back to this M2 MacBook Air. I'm gonna get straight to it. A lot of this is fluff in the tech space, making this out to be some overheating drama that you don't want to experience. That's absolutely the furthest from the truth. Now, yes, thermal throttling is something that occurs, but it's not necessarily the worst or a bad thing, especially when it's protecting your gear from melting. Literally, thermal throttling is there for your benefit. You want a thin laptop, you can't add a fan, so you have to control the thermals, and that's where throttling comes into place. But here's the kicker, you guys, and this is where the exaggeration is the worst. Most MacBook Air users, you will not thermal throttle this machine. Understand, in order to thermal throttle it, they're pushing it like well beyond what it's even supposed to do. The MacBook Air does more than it is designed to do. That is amazing. That's why everyone was calling the M1 revolutionary. So how is the M2 not revolutionary? It's following the same path, and it's doing it better and more efficient with more power. I'm a little frustrated because I'm seeing more self than help in the tech space. Understand, those people doing Geekbench scores and talking about thermal throttling, they are doing what you will not do or what no one will do on a MacBook Air. If you're gonna be doing raw video editing, multiple streams and stuff, get a MacBook Pro. Pro users do not use Airs. Now, if you're starting your YouTube career, and you're getting into content creation, and you're at the beginning and you're starting up, you can do it on a MacBook Air. Now, there's another thing that's being exaggerated, and that is the SSD speeds, which are only apparent on the very base model, which is the 8GB 256 $1,200 model, which most people buying that, they're not doing anything necessary or beyond what would need the excessive SSD speeds. If you need a faster SSD, you get the 12GB model, which comes in at $14.99, and you pay that price. SSD speeds are for people doing things and moving large files and doing excessive work that is not really necessarily designed for an Air. So why would you need the 256 base model, which most people buying that are just getting a normal laptop? Why would they need faster SSD speeds? I think Apple realizes this. I absolutely can see clear as day as to why the base model MacBook Air is as basic as it is supposed to be. And it is perfectly fine. If you get a base model, I don't have that base model. I got the 8GB of RAM, 512GB SSD because me as a user, I know in my use case, I'm going to want the faster SSD speeds, but I'll be honest, I wouldn't need it. For what I use this MacBook Air for, I wouldn't need the faster 512GB, but I do need more storage, which is why I got a bigger hard drive. Now, I did also order 16GB of RAM. That's more than likely the MacBook Air M2 that I'm going to keep because I know me. I need 16GB of RAM. I need the faster SSD speeds. Well, necessarily I don't need them, but I want them. And that's the reality. I want faster SSD speeds, so I'm gonna pay more for it. You probably don't need the faster SSD speeds, and if you're just looking for what the base M2 MacBook Air has to offer, and that's all you need, you're keeping it simple, you're doing light photo editing, light video editing, or you just browsing and running it as your business laptop, come on, you guys. The MacBook Air M2 is absolutely phenomenal, and it looks even better than it did before. We got the brand new redesign, you guys. Beautiful keyboard that was introduced to us on the new versions of the MacBook Pros. And now it's down onto Apple's base platform laptop. Fire. You have a new audio system on here, which is invisible. On the previous MacBook Airs, you would have the grills over here. This one is invisible and is shooting out of this area, and it sounds great. The sound stage is awesome. This is a MacBook Air, you guys, and it sounds good. Is it as good as the Pro? No. Is it as good as my iMac Pro? No, but it's not supposed to be. It sounds good for what it is. I've been using this thing consistently over this week, chilling on the couch, watching YouTube videos, out and about, watching YouTube and doing whatever I would normally do, and I enjoy this thing. The redesign, MagSafe. Who doesn't like MagSafe? We complained, we fussed when we didn't have MagSafe, and now it's back. Oh, did I forget to mention the new and improved webcam? Yes, the webcam is so much better. Matter of fact, let me talk to you in this section on said webcam. Yes, this webcam looks so much better and it is well improved over previous models. You have to enjoy the fact that Apple is starting to listen and give us a lot of our complaints. Honestly, this M2 MacBook Air is checking a lot of boxes, a lot of boxes, and we need to acknowledge that and give it its just due flowers. Again, I want to stress to you, this is the MacBook Air, not the Pro. So why are tech creators doing pro things on a MacBook Air to push it to throttle? Let me tell you something. You know what that tells you? That actually tells you how pro this machine kind of is. The fact that you can do video editing on here. You can run a YouTube channel. You can run a business. You can do a lot of things with this M2 chip and architecture in this MacBook Air and in a slim and thin compact platform. This is why I'm just like, yo, what's up with the narrative, you guys? I get it. Doom and gloom, get the clicks, run up the ad revenue. But can we for once keep it a buck? Now, I saw someone drop a video today, someone who was a part of the madness, and say how great it was and try to, backpedal and correct all of the doom and gloom that they started off with. But I get it. You got the ball rolling, you built the momentum, and then you want to say that it's this and quote unquote. Listen, the base model is not a terrible machine in the M2 MacBook Air. You just need to know what you're getting into. And honestly, most of those people going for that cheaper one, and they're just going to be doing more basic use cases, they'll be perfectly fine. But if you need more, get more. And guess what? It's going to cost you. And then you start knocking on the door of, do I need a higher end machine? After you upgrade the SSD hard drive, after you upgrade the RAM, and you start pushing that price point up, you start stepping into MacBook Pro territory, but that comes with a bigger device, heavier, thicker, but more powerful and more capable. So you just have to weigh your options as to what do you truly need. Stop trying to get Pro out of Air. This is Air. It's not Pro. All right. Now, as far as picking between 8-core GPU or 10-core GPU, I like 10-core GPU because I'm going to use those extra 2 cores in GPU. But if you're not doing photo editing, if you're not going to be using Final Cut Pro or iMovie, you're not trying to do those type of tasks and any other tasks that would require more GPU, then hey, settle for the 8-core. Now, before I give you my final conclusion and really let it be known the truth about this M2 MacBook Air, I'm going to tell you about today's video partner, Epidemic Sound. And you might be a future or aspiring content creator looking at this M2 MacBook Air, and guess what you're gonna need if you get on YouTube, if you get on IG, TikTok, and all that? You need properly licensed audio, music, sound effects, things that you can use with a proper licensing. I'm not talking about using so-and-so song and then getting a copyright strike, monetization claim, or worse, a DMCA takedown notice. This is what Epidemic Sound has done. They've created relationships with a ton of artists. They've acquired proper licensing to all of the music, sound effects, and Foley arts that you could need. I'm telling you, their library is humongous. So you get access to that for a small nominal monthly fee, or if you use my promo code down below and you get the annual personal plan, you get 50% off. Literally the best deal I've seen. So use the music, turn up and create high quality video productions, and you're able to use them on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Get Epidemic Sound via the link down in the description below. You get a 30-day free trial to try it out, and you get a promo code for 50% off. What more could you want? Now, let's wrap up today's topic, the M2 MacBook Air. 1 week later, I get it. Some of y'all want to just stare at the device all day and see it look pretty and justify your purchase. But why not have someone like me just tell you 100,000% what it is and not just hit you with the saucy B-roll, but finesse you and exaggerate and manipulate you for your viewership. None of that over here. Plain and put, the M2 MacBook Air is a great machine. And for those people pushing it to the point where it's throttling to show you that, hey, there's throttling, I'm gonna tell you, instead of looking at that cup half empty, let's look at the cup half full. Here's the reality. This machine is doing way more than what it is supposed to be able to do. The M2 chips and what they've brought into the world of computing in such a compact form factor is revolutionary. And that's exactly what this device is. So, as I said, you're an aspiring creator, you want to start off and your budget is kind of tight, you can't really get to the MacBook Pro area, but start here and then upgrade later. For all my people who don't even care about none of that stuff, and you just want a base model, cheap, $1,200 version, and you want the M2, you want the new redesign, enjoy it, because it will be a great, enjoyable experience. But if you need a little bit more, upgrade it in the areas where it's necessary. So if you need more RAM, get more RAM. If you need more storage, get more storage, because once you build it, you're stuck with it. My name is CJ. This is CJ Unplugged. No fluff, no tech bot, no exaggeration, no manipulation, just the brutally honest truth about the M2 MacBook Air, and it is worth it.